If you watched Black Mirror's interactive movie Bandersnatch and wondered where you'd seen the actor playing Colin before, you were far from alone. Here's what Will Poulter's been up to since making his screen debut, and where you might have watched his work along the way. At the age of 14, Poulter played Lee Carter, the lead role in 2007's Son of Rambow, directed and written by Garth Jennings. A coming-of-age story about two young boys in their attempt to remake the Rambow film First Blood, the film premiered to positive reviews, especially for Poulter and his co-star Bill Milner.
If you don't tell me where they are hiding, then I have no choice but to shoot you and your cat. Do you have any last requests?
Soon after Rambow, Poulter booked a television series in England called School of Comedy, which began airing in 2008. Previously a youth-based sketch show based out of Poulter's school, it premiered at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe and was soon picked up by E4, where it ran for 2 years.
The better they get, the cockier they get. Who likes a cocky kid? Not I!
2009 saw Poulter's biggest break yet. He was cast in a featured role in the third film based on C.S. Lewis's Chronicles of Narnia. Poulter's bookish and irritating character, Eustace Scrubb, debuted in 2010's Voyage of the Dawn Treader. The film performed well at the box office, but didn't fare as well critically, with a 50% average on Rotten Tomatoes. However, some critics singled out Poulter's performance, with Luke Y. Thompson from E! Saying that Poulter's turn as Eustace injects a welcome note of comedic cynicism into the sea of sentimentality. After his blockbuster year in 2010, Poulter took on a smaller project, appearing in the 2011 British independent film Wild Bill. Directed by Dexter Fletcher, the crime comedy tells the story of the titular Bill, who has recently been released from prison after serving under a vicious drug lord. Poulter took on the role of Bill's 15-year-old son, who has dropped out of school and is now working on a construction site. Though the film was certainly a smaller production than the Chronicles of Narnia, it fared much better critically, with a 100% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. In 2013, Poulter appeared in We're the Millers, a big-budget Hollywood comedy starring Jennifer Aniston and Jason Sudeikis. Sudeikis plays a low-level pot dealer forced to transport drugs across the US border and into Mexico. Figuring he can fly under the radar if he looks like an average Joe, he enlists Aniston to pose as his wife and 2 teenage runaways to pose as his children. Poulter plays the socially awkward Kenny, showing off his broad comedy chops, as well as his impeccable American accent.
So Casey, I guess it's nice for you to get your hair cut. I mean, being homeless and all.
The film was successful at the box office, and though critical response was tepid at best, Poulter's career was given a jumpstart, with many critics singling him out as a highlight. In 2014, Poulter appeared as Gally in the film adaptation of The Maze Runner, a popular series of young adult novels. Poulter described the film as a turning point for his career, and it was yet another blockbuster notch to add to his belt, with an excellent box office turnout in the United States and an even better one abroad. Poulter returned to his role in 2018's Maze Runner: The Death Cure. Poulter's next project was another indie, Glassland, written and directed by Gerard Barrett. The film stars Jack Rayner as John, who must help his troubled mother, played by Toni Collette, as she struggles with severe alcoholism. Poulter plays John's friend Shane, who lives with his mother as well, but who has a much angrier and much more fraught relationship with her. Glassland premiered to positive reviews, and Poulter was once again identified as a standout. In 2015, Alejandro G. Iñárritu followed up his Best Picture winner Birdman with the stark Western drama The Revenant. The film, which focuses on Leonardo DiCaprio's Hugh Glass struggling to survive on the frozen frontier after he's abandoned by his group of fellow trappers, was highly lauded, earning numerous awards and nominations, and brought in more than $530 million at the worldwide box office. Poulter played Jim Bridger, who remains loyal to Glass even though he is repeatedly tricked by the other trappers as they try to leave him for dead. Some critics described his part as the most morally difficult in the entire film, and Poulter himself described the difficult shooting experience as pushing him to the absolute limit. But in terms of prestige, it certainly paid off. In 2017, Poulter played sadistic policeman Philip Krause in Kathryn Bigelow's Detroit, which tells the story of 1967's 12th Street riots. Krause kills a suspected looter and spends the remainder of the film framing innocent people for crimes that he committed. Poulter's performance received numerous accolades, and some critics even believed he could earn an Oscar nomination for his difficult, polarizing role. Before ending 2018 with a bang in Bandersnatch, Poulter starred in The Little Stranger, based on Sarah Waters' novel of the same name. Poulter plays a disfigured war veteran haunted by his past. The Little Stranger was met with mixed reviews, but considering the accolades and blockbusters he's racked up in such a short career already, we'll call this one a minor exception. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Looper videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.